Welcome to Before the Buzzer. Today I'll be talking about my 2005 NHL redraft. But first, please like, comment, share, and subscribe as it'll help a lot in the growth of this channel. Thanks. Let's begin. With the 10th overall pick, the Vancouver Canucks select Paul Stastny. Originally drafted in the second round, 44th overall by the Colorado Avalanche, the 35-year-old Quebec-born center is 6 foot and 194 pounds. His career season has been 79 points in 81 games in the 2009-10 season with the Colorado Avalanche when he was their assistant captain. What could have been for the Vancouver Canucks was a top second-line center to play behind Henrik Sedin, but instead they drafted Luc Bourdon, who only played 2 seasons NHL with 36 games played and 2 goals. It's pretty safe to say that was a bust. So, he could have got several Stanley Cups with the Canucks, especially in the 2011 season when they went to the Stanley Cup Final and lost in Game 7 to the Boston Bruins. It was a pretty big steal by the Colorado Avalanche in the second round to get Stastny, and he's still playing to this day with the Winnipeg Jets. With the 9th overall pick, the Ottawa Senators select Keith Yandle. Originally drafted by the Arizona Coyotes in the 4th round, 105th overall, the American-born defenseman, 6'1" and 192 pounds, had a career high in points in 2018-19 season when he was assistant captain for the Florida Panthers with 62 points in 82 games. He's had several other seasons above 50s and is consistently above the 40s mark. What could have been for the Ottawa Senators is a Stanley Cup in the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs when they lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the semifinals in Game 7, second overtime. They would have went on to beat the Nashville Predators in the Stanley Cup. He could have bolstered their decor and made them unstoppable. But instead, the Ottawa Senators selected defenseman Brian Lee, who played 209 games in the NHL, 5 goals, 31 assists for 36 points. He didn't play very long and only played for 7 seasons in the NHL. With the 8th overall pick, the San Jose Sharks select Ben Bishop. The American-born goaltender, 6'7", 209 pounds, was originally drafted in the 3rd round, 85th overall by the St. Louis Blues, though he only played 2 seasons for them. He spent most of his career with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but has recently went to the Dallas Stars, where he has had some injury problems. With a career-high save percentage in the 2018-19 season, he had a .934 save percentage. What could have been for the San Jose Sharks is a better goaltender than Martin Jones in the 2016 season, where they could have beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, where they originally lost 4-2. But instead, the San Jose Sharks ended up selecting Devin Setogunucci, who played 9 seasons in NHL, 516 games, 131 goals, and 130 assists. He had a great career in the NHL, but not something that you want from your number 8 pick. So instead, I have the San Jose Sharks selecting Ben Bishop. With the 7th overall pick, the Chicago Blackhawks select Jonathan Quick. The American-born goaltender, 6'1", 218 pounds, was originally selected in the 3rd round, 72nd overall by the LA Kings. He has accomplished a lot in his career, with 2 Stanley Cups, 2 William and Jennings trophies, and 1 Stanley Cup MVP trophy under his belt. His career-high save percentage was .929 when he played a whole 69 games in the NHL for the LA Kings. He still plays for the LA Kings to this day. The Chicago Blackhawks didn't lose out too much though, as they still won 3 Stanley Cups from 2010, 2013, and 2015. They had a great goaltender anyway, with Corey Crawford in the pipes for them in those Stanley Cups. So, they didn't lose out that much. They originally drafted Jack Skill with the 7th overall pick, who had a good career in the lower ends of the NHL, with 10 seasons, 368 games played, 43 goals, 41 assists, and 84 points in his NHL career. He was decent, not great, but they could have drafted so many better players there with the 7th overall pick. With the 6th overall pick, the Columbus Blue Jackets select TJ Oshie. The 34-year-old American right winger, 5'11", 190 pounds, was originally drafted in the first round, 24th overall by the St. Louis Blues, where he has spent half his career. With his other half of his career, he spent it with the Washington Capitals, being assistant captain for both teams. His highest point total was 60 points in 79 games in the 2013-14 season, when he was assistant captain for the St. Louis Blues. The Columbus Blue Jackets couldn't have done too much with TJ Oshie, because they've only ever won one playoff series in their entire history, when they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in the 2019 season. But instead, the Columbus Blue Jackets selected Gilbert Bruley, who only played 8 seasons NHL, had 299 games played and 95 career points. Instead, if they would have selected TJ Oshie, they could have won a ton more playoff series, possibly even gone to the Stanley Cup Finals. With the 5th overall pick, the Montreal Canadiens select Chris Letang. Originally drafted in the 3rd round, 62nd overall by the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Quebec-born defenseman is 6 feet tall and 201 pounds. He could have been drafted by his hometown team, but instead the Pittsburgh Penguins snagged him in the 3rd round. He ended up winning 3 Stanley Cups for the Pittsburgh Penguins and has a career high of 67 points in 71 games in the 2015-16 season. He has been the Pittsburgh Penguins assistant captain for 5 years and is still going strong with the Penguins to this day. But I don't know if the Montreal Canadiens really would have benefited from this draft pick, as instead they selected Carey Price, who has been their franchise starter for many years and will probably become a Hall of Fame goaltender. So that's why I have Chris Letang, drafted by the Montreal Canadiens at number 5. With the 4th overall pick, the Minnesota Wild select Tuukka Rask. The Finnish-born goaltender, 6'3" and 176 pounds, was originally drafted in the 1st round, 21st overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs. He never played a game for the Toronto Maple Leafs though, as he was traded to the divisional rivals, the Boston Bruins, where he ended up winning a Stanley Cup in 2011, a Vezina Trophy, and a William M. Jennings Trophy. The Minnesota Wild could have had a full-time starter for many years, but instead they kinda juggled around with several other goalies, with Devin Dubnyk, Alex Stalock, Darcy Kemper, and Nick Backstrom. But they could have had Tuukka Rask, who could have brought them to the playoffs several times, but instead they drafted the 4th overall pick, Bennett Pouliot, who played 12 seasons, not bad, 263 total points in 625 games. So he had a decent season, but again, not Tuukka Rask. So instead, they could have done so much better if they would have just drafted Tuukka Rask with the 4th overall pick. With the 3rd overall pick in the 2005 NHL entry draft, the Carolina Hurricanes select Anze Kopitar. The Slovakian-born center, 6'4", 223 pounds, was originally selected 11th overall by the LA Kings. He has won 2 Stanley Cups, 1 Lady Byng, and 2 Selke trophies, and is still now, at 34, known as one of the best two-way forwards in the NHL right now. With his highest NHL point total being 92 points in 82 games when he played for the LA Kings when he was their captain in 2017-18 season. He's still playing for LA to this season and is one of the best two-way forwards ever. Unfortunately, I don't know how much of an impact he would have made with the Carolina Hurricanes. They had two great centers when they won their Stanley Cup in 2006 and 2009, when they had Eric Stahl and Rod Brind'Amour as their top centers. Though, I'm sure that they could have won more with a young center playing for them for so many years. With the second overall pick, the Anaheim Ducks select Carey Price. Originally from BC, the 6'3", 220-pound goaltender was drafted 5th overall by the Montreal Canadiens. He spent his entire career there, and with his best season being having a .933 save percentage and a 1.96 goals against average. In that season, he won a Vezina Trophy, a William M. Jennings Trophy, and a Hart and Ted Lindsay Trophy. The Anaheim Ducks could have had an absolute star on their roster. He would have stepped in just after Jean-Sébastien Guerre would have left, and it would have filled in the place that Jonas Hiller took. They could have won several more Stanley Cups with the bulk of the 2003 Stanley Cup season right there still. He could have added several more Stanley Cups to the Anaheim Ducks roster, but instead the Anaheim Ducks selected Bobby Ryan in that spot. He had a great career with 569 points in 866 games, but it's not worth that number 2 overall pick. So instead, I have them drafting Carey Price. Not to mention, this draft has had some absolutely amazing goaltenders, including Tuukka Rask, Jonathan Quick, Carey Price. This draft was loaded with great goaltenders, and there could have been more that I could have added to this list. In second overall, the Anaheim Ducks select Carey Price. With the first overall pick, the Pittsburgh Penguins select Jack Johnson. I'm only kidding. They really selected Sidney Crosby, who went first overall in real life, and that's pretty much a no-brainer. He's won 2 Maurice Rocket Richard trophies, 2 Art Ross trophies, 2 Hart trophies, 3 Ted Lindsay trophies. He has 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 of the Stanley Cups he won playoff MVP. He will go down as one of the greatest players in NHL history, with his career high in points being 120 points in 79 games in the 2006-07 season. This one is a pretty easy pick, and I think we all saw what happened. He brought the Pens to 3 cups, along with amazing other core that was assembled, including Chris Letang, who was drafted earlier in this draft. So, the Pittsburgh Penguins select first overall Sidney Crosby. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, as that would be really helpful in the growth of this channel. Okay, thanks. Goodbye.